Yeah. They say we live. They say we live. That's what now. That's what it say now. That's what it say. It say we live. What's up? What's good? What's popping? What's cracking? What's percolating? What's really good in the hood? It's your man Theo, but yeah, we here. We here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I needed to power up. I need to power up. I needed to power up. Before we begin, like, share, subscribe. We in here for a good time, an amusing time, an educational time. I got questions. I'm gonna do my best to inject as much levity in this show as I possibly can. But now that's got to be a two-way participation. As in, you gotta laugh a little bit. Let me know at least what I said was kind of sort of funny. I ain't saying. I'm just saying. But yeah, I apologize for being late. I'm trying to get back on schedule. I am. Ever since I went out of town, I've been feeling kind of behind lately. That's what that is. I've been feeling kind of behind. Just being honest with you. Like, and I don't know whether that's because I went out of town, other stuff been going on, or just some of the nonsense we find ourselves participating in social. I don't know. I thought when I left, we was in a better place than that. I come back. No, that ain't what that is. I like, wait a minute. I thought we was better than that. I thought we was. I was like, we Black Panther fans, we nerds. I thought we had made some progress and some unification and everything like that. I did. No. No. That ain't what that is. We get a video game, and I don't know. Lord Jesus, I don't. It took these Steezle to make me realize this, because I was ignorant. I was so ignorant, because I was of the mindset, maybe because I play video games, I was of the mindset that if you play video games, you knew about the characters involved in the video game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just do that. Like, when I was telling my wife, I said, when Mortal Kombat came out, it was either my wife or my daughter. I said, when Mortal Kombat came back, Lord have mercy. When Mortal Kombat came back, and they had that original character in there that got deleted in the second movie halfway through, I knew why folks was mad. I knew why. I said, you know what? I understand why Mortal Kombat fans. See what I'm saying? I play video games. I'm Gen X. So we came in with Mortal Kombat. Maybe that's what that is. We can relate to damn near everything going on out there. So I'm like, I understand why Mortal Kombat fans was upset this dude was in here and what they had him doing. He don't belong to Mortal Kombat like that. You would like to think that folks would have some of that same understanding, empathy, compassion for one another. No. It took Steezle. It took Steezle to tell me that. No. Most gamers just know the video game that they playing. So they don't do nothing past that. They're just right there. Even if they know the character didn't originate in the video game, they don't care. I didn't know that was a thing. I did not know that was a thing. I didn't know that was possible. I didn't know how you not care about the characters that's in the video game. I thought that's part of the whole process about being interested in playing a video game. I didn't know we was gonna tune out certain stuff. I didn't know we did that. I'm sorry, I didn't know. But y'all have seen the comments in regards to the video that I did with Shooter and Tōkon. Well, in Tōkon, Lord, we think T'Challa dead. And you don't know about it? Or you don't care? Which one is it? Because you said that with your whole chest, like, that makes sense to me. I care about that for what reason? Because that ain't ever gonna be relevant. See, I couldn't have said that. I couldn't have said that to no Mortal Kombat fan in the first movie. Well, he in the first game, I think, according to this lore. Ain't nobody trying to get too doggone about no made up lore. But you can get it over here. But over here, you finna practice cognitive dissonance. You know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Who we got on up in here and everything? I appreciate y'all pulling up. We got, let me see. Let me put it on. Afro, my brother from across the water, what's going on? Nico Bean with the steam, what's going on? Look what the Panther dragged in. Oh, see, here you go on the left. You don't know how to come in. You don't. We don't. Is it your generation that do stuff like that? That the first thing you got to do would be a smart ass. Like, this is what happened the last time. You didn't like the thought, like, years after years of just personal growth, my side, your side, we wouldn't do that. Nobody else does that. Character flaw. Anyway, moving right along. So, speaking of respect, that's crazy. So you like to think that everybody would just be understanding of what's going on with the Tōkon game. It should have been T'Challa. Not saying it couldn't have been Shorty, but if we gonna get Shorty in the Tōkon game, you like to think just like how you got the latest version of Sam in the Tōkon game as Captain America, it ain't the Falcon. It's Captain America. Then you should have got Shorty in her updated form, which is the Griot, not the Black Panther. If we being consistent, but here that you're gonna have folks that's gonna I'm gonna watch what I say when I say this. You either gonna play stupid or you gonna play ignorant. You either gonna play stupid or you gonna play ignorant. That's what that is. Because if you know you don't know, you shouldn't be offering up no lane behind excuses. You shouldn't. So then when you have Tōkon introduce Ava Ayala as an additional skin for Shorty, now you got more folks upset. And I'm guaranteeing you, they just got upset. They've been consistently upset. No, they picking and choosing when they're upset. Mind you, they all upset about the same thing. They all upset about the same thing. They all upset about the same thing. Then, if that ain't bad enough, oh Lord, I could have swore we was over talking about Aaron Pierre as Jonathan Stewart. I could have swore we was past that. I could have. Every time somebody say something to me about Aaron Pierre, I read a comment about Aaron Pierre, a post about Aaron Pierre. All I hear is good and bad hair from Spike Lee's School Days. Like, see if I care. Don't even swear. See if I care. Good and bad hair. See if I care. You're just we still doing this because I was in my 20s when this movie came out. We ain't learned nothing. We still doing that light skin versus dark skin thing. We still doing that. Like, that is, I'm so confused in it right now. We still doing that. I can't even make that make sense. I thought we was past that. Oh, I didn't think my daughters was gonna have to deal with that. No, Lord Jesus, have mercy. Lord Jesus. I didn't even have children when we was doing this. Ooh, I got a child about to turn 32 years old, and we are still, as Black people, talking about color. Ooh. Mind you, that is the same argument we having about T'Challa, Shorty, and Ava Ayala. We don't realize all three demographics are horribly represented in animation, comics, media, superheroes, video game. We don't realize that. I don't think I'm smart. I'm just telling you, I don't think I'm special. I'm gonna keep up with these notes. I really don't think I'm special. But oh Lord Jesus, oh Lord, I still ain't got an answer yet. I asked this question the first time around when we started talking this nonsense about Aaron Pierre. I asked and I ain't still got an answer yet, except for Werewolf. That was funny. I said, what Black superhero could I be? And I still ain't got an answer. Based on the color of these Black superheroes in comics and animation, which one could I be? Ain't nobody said nothing yet. I'm still waiting. And I asked that question, I want to say in 2025. I did. I still ain't got an answer. I didn't ask that question on 2 to 3 different platforms. I still ain't got an answer. Ooh. Ooh, y'all got me laughing. y'all got me wanting to quit nerdom. I don't even want to be a part of this no more. I don't even want to do this no more. I don't. That means I don't even know why I'm repping Black Panther, T'Challa, nothing that hard. which is crazy. So we don't remember the Doras? Because it was some light-skinned Doras there. What we telling them? Don't come back. Yeah, you and your daughter, y'all can't be Doras. Y'all too light-skinned. Ooh, I'm gonna keep up with these notes. Y'all, I want to quit. Oh, what's going on, Grio? What's going on? My brother Kimoyo in the building. What is going on? The president of the Black Panther fan group. Yeah. What's going on? What's going on? I'm just, hey, look, I love y'all, but I can't be doing that. I can't be doing that. I can't be pulling up to the scene and seeing my black brothers arguing with my black sisters. I'm like, what we doing? What we doing? Well, you know better. You know better. I can't be pulling up to the scene and seeing my black and brown people argue with each other. I'm like, don't we have how many superheroes do we have that's a combination of black and brown? We too good for this. We better than this. What is we doing? Like, I be wanting to just, yeah. You know your argument is with them, right? You don't believe Tōkon knew that Ava was a different character than Shorty? You don't think they knew? They're a gaming company. You don't think they studied what they were doing before they did it? They didn't care. Y'all sitting up here. Y'all gonna do this for real? This is what we doing? Then you know it's bad when you ask somebody which superhero could you be, and they say, well, you could be a Zuri. When could I ever have been a Zuri? Oh, you mean when they started doing little commercials and they had a Zuri in the video game looking like me? I need an agent, because I done seen too many times in my image been used and everything like that. But we know Zuri ain't never looked like Theo. I'm too light-skinned. Azuri ain't never popped up with no locks prior to that video, the animations for the video game. We all looked at that video game and said the same thing. Why he look like Theo? He ain't never looked like that before. Why he look more like Theo than he look like his own son? Can we stop? Can we stop? You know that song by Tevin Campbell? Can we talk? Can we stop with the nonsense? Can we stop? Just can we stop? Because that's embarrassing. That is absolutely embarrassing. You know better. I know better. We know better. Can we stop? Can we stop being pawns of the media? Please. Please. Can we stop participating in the propaganda? Please. Please. That's hurtful. That's embarrassing. I'm being dead honest with you. That's so embarrassing to me. I don't know what to tell you. Let me keep up. Marvel Strikes is the only game that tried to get these characters accurate. Come on, somebody. Come on. Stop. Yeah. Y'all stop arguing with each other, man. We better than that. We nerds. I don't know when nerds got it within nerds. We just gonna start arguing with each other and everything. Then we all used to get teased. Like I ain't trying to be funny, but I couldn't necessarily kick the bobo with the cool kids when I was buying G.I. Joe. I was buying G.I. Joe. I was in high school. And toys and everything like that, you ain't necessarily supposed to be doing that. So as nerds, we're supposed to have something in common, regardless. Regardless. And I don't know how we got here. I don't know how we got here. I don't. But I just want us to stop. That said, I think we got a great show this evening. Them and Future Fight. These game companies like the name engagement. You know what? Come on, yo. I ain't mad at them liking it. Because if you're a company, you can like what you like. I just ain't got to participate in what you like. Especially when I know better. That's my point. I'm like, so you mean to tell me that, because I be wanting folks to think about some stuff. If we get a Power Ranger game Power Ranger video game, right? Right. I don't give a doggone what video game it is. You know who's finna be in there first? The first 5. You ain't finna do no Power Ranger video game and you ain't got Mighty Morphin in there. You stop it. we ain't never seen no Mighty Morphin video game and we ain't got stop. We're not doing that one. Even when they did X-Men Legends, they started off with everybody. You still saw the first 5 in there. You saw the first 5 in there in their classic costume. Stop that. And if you wanted to, you could put, even though you could only play as 4 at a time, you could have 4 of the first 5. We're not doing that. No. You're not. Both be trying your gangster. I can't do that. They be acting like you don't know about their characters. No, that's not what that is. If I'm Generation X, more often than not, I know way more about your favorite character than you know about mine, because you can't be bothered. At the very least, I've interacted with your character on some level. You're telling me straight up and down, you ain't never interacted with none of these characters, nor cared to. Even when they announced the video game, you could not be bothered. So we, can't even do that. Like I said, I think we got a great show this evening. Let's go down. We already went over Tōkon. I think that's hilarious. Epic issue 1, yes. And if they say issue 1 gets you issue 6, we should have issue 6. We should go ahead and get us an issue 6. The colonization of John Stewart. Have we got that question answered yet? What superhero could I be? Kimoyo, keep putting that question in there and everything like that. What superhero could Theo be based on the depiction of these Black characters in animation and comic books? Because I'm curious to know. Also, the pressures of supporting Black just because it's Black. Shout out to Kev on stage. I thought this was an interesting topic, especially considering what so many had to say in regards to the milestone incident, DC and everything like that, what we had to do and what we heard so many folks say in regards to buying Black comics. Yes, we're going to talk about it. The problem with Jaxon Dark, confusing politics for morality. Yeah, crazy. We're going, yeah. Speaking of morality, I don't want folks thinking I done forgot certain stuff, because no, I know it's been a lot going on, like bada bing, but hold on, what about this right here? Bada bop, what about this right here? What about this right here? Ba-bop. You know what? We can talk about all this right here, but I ain't forgot about this. I ain't forgot about this. Now we're going through a lot to not talk about this right here, because in the news cycle, it seemed like, because stuff keep happening, I ain't heard about it in about 3 weeks now. It ain't no, we talking about everything else, but we going through a lot. We're going through a lot to avoid talking about some stuff. No. And yeah, we're gonna spin the block and talk about what that is. Also, comics this week. Right, we gonna get into it. Ray J takes an L. Another one. All right, let me pull on back up and everything like that and greet everybody. We got Darren support. Thoughts of rumor on John David Washington as T'Challa. I'd rather see Shorty with animal powers than her as Black Panther. LOL. Maybe slightly off topic, but did you see the Michael Jackson movie? You know what? I don't mind addressing all that. I'm gonna do it in order though, if that's okay with you. Stick around, Dashi. I appreciate you pulling up, big dog. We gonna definitely get into it. Harama Fall says I'm bodying numbers with T'Challa and Cosmic Invasion. My team is T'Challa and Aurora. That's a nice squad. That's a nice pair. That's a nice pair. What we got here? Super high five. Oh, Daniel said, I'll say X-Men and Wonder Man. I'm trying to get interested in other books, specifically non-Marvel. That right there. Thank y'all so much for putting up. Like I said, we're going to have an entertaining show. I'm going to do my best to inject as much levity in this as possible. I know some folks, I do have a tendency to get passionate sometimes, but I think we can work on our humor with this one. So let's go ahead and start off with this one right here. Epic issue 1 by Lonnie, Dark City Comics. They like to say if issue 1 is all that in a bag of chips, then you guarantee issue 6 where, well, I'm looking forward to issue number 6. So we got Epic, student on a school trip. Say that, but it's a school trip being ran by some not so good people. And a couple of folks get deleted along the way. Yep, that's what that is. Epic minds up, the young man, high schooler, right? College, if I'm not mistaken. Winds up coming across the power source. Well, seems like the dude that was making it do what it do as far as the bad guys, he kind of superhuman himself. Well, they get to putting hands on each other. Yep, young man get transformed and everything like that. And then we fast forward about 6 months. Young man is minding his own job around business on the bus, and I guess some dude ain't got superhuman strength. He want to try it. Well, he picked the right day to FO. He did, because Epic was on the bus. Yeah, he got me hooked. Artwork is nice. I like the action because I like back-to-back action and everything like that. Epic issue 1 does not disappoint. I will definitely be bringing us that comic book review. If not later on tonight, tomorrow, go hit up Lonnie on Dark City Comics, Instagram, if I'm not mistaken, definitely on TikTok. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that's where I was. That's where I was. Other than that, you're gonna get some Tales from Suspense for me. You're gonna get some Ultimates from me, the team with T'Challa and Adam Brashear. You're gonna get that from me. You're gonna get some New Warriors from me. Yeah, you'll get that. You'll get some Secret Wars from me. Yeah, I'll be dropping them stories and everything like that. I'm gonna be spinning the block on dropping stories related to my favorite character, because clear. That ain't, you're right. So we gonna make it do what it's gonna do. Do what we need to do to keep my favorite character front and center and everything like that. Let me see here. YouTuber Theo Butler would be perfect to play DC's Mr. Terrific in live. I ain't dark enough. I ain't dark enough. My own people told me that. Hey, you ain't dark enough to play any superhero. So I can be a civilian. That's it. You know what that feel like? That feel like being on that show, My Hero Academia, where I was born quirkless. I'm one of them that was born quirkless. I ain't dark enough. I ain't gonna be no superhero. I would have to wait for All Might to come around. Oh, I'm so hurt. I would literally be born in the My Hero Academia universe with no abilities whatsoever. I would be that one. That's crazy. And his deep knowledge of comic book lore, he perfect, man. I hope so. I would. I asked. That's what I got as a result. Oh, that's what it said. Would be perfect fit to play DC's Mr. Terrific. Look at AI giving me the benefit of the doubt in ways I can't get from me, myself, and I. Good looking AI. Good looking. You make me feel good, like Tony used to say back in the day. Good looking, that make me feel special. Thank you, Kimoyo, for asking. Well, at least I got a vote from somebody, even if it's just artificial intelligence. Even if that's what that is, I guess we gonna make it do what it's gonna do. Moving right along. We kind of talked about the colonization of John Stewart, but can we stop? We gonna stop with that. We gonna stop with that, like real, because it's y'all know we saying that out loud, right? Y'all know they see us on these streets, like y'all know they see us, right? We gonna stop. I'm just for real. We don't want to do that. Like, can we DM each other? Can we DM each other and have that conversation? Can we stop doing that out loud? Because it's embarrassing. No, for real, it's embarrassing. I just want us to stop. I see there be 5 people in here. That's cool. I'm trying my best to keep it funny, but then I've been told I ain't funny before. But can we stop for real? Can we stop? Can we stop? Because I don't. You know we represent one another when we out there, right? Nerds, black nerds. Even though I don't call myself that, I know to a degree I represent the blurred community. Can we stop? As comic book fans, can we stop? Knowledgeable. You call yourself a knowledgeable comic book fan. Can we stop? You call yourself that. Can we stop? Can we not get caught up in that? Please, please, can we stop? As you know what? If you black, can we stop? You ain't even got to be knowledgeable, but if you black, can we stop? Please, can we stop? Can we stop? Can we stop that? Because I swore Michael Beasley was just on Shannon Sharp talking about that and everything. He got to go above and beyond to prove how black he is because he light skinned. Can we stop? I'm gonna keep up with these notes. I'm gonna keep up with these notes. Can we be the example we want to set? I'm just asking. I ain't asking. I'm just asking. Can we do that? So let me see here. Let me see. Mr. Terrific and T'Challa are two media embodiments of black male excellence in their respective comics. Neither one gets the shine they deserve. So what you're saying, Haram? I don't get this. I don't get the shine I deserve. I'm being funny. I'm being funny. I'm being funny. It also said T'Challa in Blue Marvel. I sent it to your messenger. Read what it said. I will. I'm being funny. I'm trying to keep the humor going and everything like that. Because, like I said, my feelings are. I'm tired of seeing us argue like that. And I'm seeing way too many of us that I respect our IQ level for us to be doing that. I respect that IQ level way too much. To like, we know better. I see people talking about getting caught up in the whole Shooty Ava thing. If you can't see, which is crazy because I don't want to say that's historically what it's been, but if you can't see they're using that black female character to divide people in ways they ain't got to, I don't know what to tell you. Because they ain't got to use her like that. Like, that's deliberate. I don't even, and you know that if you're a fan, if you knowledgeable, if you call yourself knowledgeable, you know better. If you call yourself knowledgeable, superhero, video game player, been playing for a while, you know what they're doing. And you getting caught up in it. I'm saying like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I ain't finna get dragged down into that. I'm not. I don't know why you would. On any platform. I don't know why you let folks that's gonna do that. Don't get, heck, Ava Ayala is separate from Shorty. T'Challa comes before Shorty. Shorty is not a griot, been a griot for about a decade now. Don't get caught up in them conversations. Save your mental peace. Save your mental peace. Theo, you can play the king and act like issue 1 from Concrete Comics. Okay. Y'all making me feel better. No, you need to read it out loud, my brother. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. Kimoyo said he sent it to me a message. I'm going in. Hold on. What superhero could, this is AI mode, share Google. What superhero could YouTuber IJS with Theo B playing live action? Let's see what we got here. We gonna open it on up. So YouTuber Theo Butler, known for his comic commentary channel, IJS with Theo B, could easily translate his deep knowledge of comic lore into live action, given his outspoken fandom, okay, expert level breakdowns of intellect, okay, okay, wow. Wait, hold on. Given his outspoken fandom and expert level breakdowns of intellectual, tech-focused, and highly skilled heroes, he perfectly aligns with these 4 live-action heroes. Mr. Terrific, Michael Holt, the perfect fit. Mr. Terrific is the third smartest person in the DC universe, possessing 14 PhDs and Olympic-level athletic ability. Theo's highly analytical breakdowns and deep respect for the character would make him an ideal fit to portray this polymath genius. All right, okay, all right. Black Panther. Oh, Black Panther, T'Challa. Theo has dedicated his channel to restoring the legacy and intellectual dominance of T'Challa. With his regal presence and passion for the character status as Marvel's preeminent genius, he has exactly the right energy for the King of Wakanda. I didn't write this. I didn't. Wow, it's crazy. No, number four is definitely a wow for me. That's crazy. I never would have thought that one. Number four. I honestly would have never thought 3 or 4, but number 4 definitely is at least one. Okay. Blue Marvel. Adam Brashear. As an incredibly powerful, brilliant, and often underrepresented Black superhero, Blue Marvel is a genius level scientist and combatant. Theo's commentary often champions brilliant, layered, and commanding figures, making him a great fan cast for this role. You know, the irony of this, as I said today on TikTok, if I was a superhero, yeah, I would have to be masked from head to toe like Adam Brashear. I would not. No, you wouldn't be able to see nothing from me. No. I totally get why Adam was doing that. Number 4, and this is crazy, because I never would have seen this one coming. Luke Cage, Power Man. I mean, you know, Luke is kind of smooth with it. He is. I do like that pickup line. You want to go get some coffee? I did not know that was the line, but I like that. That's real smooth, straight to the point, everything like that. With his prominent online presence, prominent. Okay, I'm not gonna act like I don't know what that word means, because I do. With his prominent online presence, sharp commentary, and commanding voice. Wow. Say the voice is commanding, huh? That's crazy. Theo fits the gritty, authoritative, street level leader persona of Luke Cage. Well, I mean, I am, I was born in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Like I am from the boogie down. BX. That's I like Tim's. I don't believe in wearing no other type of boot. So I mean, and the Steelers, they do rep that black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. So I mean, hey, all things are possible. Amen. Amen. If you are curious about the true power scaling and comic history of these characters, here's a deeper dive into the comic lore behind. Yeah, that's. I see why you said I need to read it out loud. Daniel said, I have to watch that Superman movie because I have 2 Mr. Terrific action figures, and what on this earth happened to the new Blade movie? Marvel is just too much. Listen, speaking of Superman, this is why I say I be needing an agent, because what is that? My Adventures of the New Superman and everything, little cartoon. I still don't know when Silent Stone started looking like that. I still don't know. You got the salt and pepper beard with the glasses, and you got locks, but they black and pulled back in the ponytail. You ain't never looked like that, Silas. You ain't never looked like that. You ain't never looked like that. Azuri ain't never looked like that. And that Spider-Man that popped up in Spider-Punk ain't never looked like that. I'm still in my feelings. I need an agent. I need me an agent, especially now what Kimoyo telling me. that mean they've been looking at me for a minute now. Luke Cage, okay, all right, all right. Oh, let me see here. You like coffee? I mean, I do. I can't wait. You ready? Stay with me now. If you get the joke, you get the joke. If you don't get the joke, you don't get the joke. So my wife brought me the coffee. The name of the brand that she bought me right now is chock full of nut. What's going on, Diabolical in it? Boy, look here. So there are those of us that interact outside of this and everything like that. It's always a safe space. We don't always agree. We do have one common theme and purpose, and that is the elevation of Black representation in this particular genre of entertainment. And so we talk off the book. Diabolical is working on something right now that I believe is so illuminating when it comes to the opportunities. I would say that the opportunities that we have to overcome in regards to being part of this fandom is something that honestly you can actually watch on TV and just talk to. If people that are knowledgeable and willing to have the conversation and everything like that, it is definitely eye-opening content. It would go a long way, I believe, into revealing what those opportunities are and bringing about, I believe, bringing the people together. Because I just think it's way too many of us that don't know the ins and outs. We pretend like we do and everything like that. No, if you don't jump in, I'm gonna say it like this. I know way more about the comic book industry today than I did in 2020. I know way more about the superhero industry than I did in 2020. And even then I knew a lot. You just have to, and it's kind of like the more you study something, the more you learn. And let me just say this. Everything you learn, you're not gonna like. You're not learning to prove yourself right. You're learning to make yourself knowledgeable. And I think way too many people get upset when they feel like, you know, if you don't know, you don't know. Be open to being wrong. Be open to not knowing. You don't know everything. And everything you find out is not going to line up with your belief. That ain't what you're learning for. If that's what you're going into any field of knowledge for, is to prove yourself right, you're going into it for the wrong reason, because you can always twist the facts to make yourself right, but that don't make you right. That makes you a manipulator. It don't make you right. You should go into whatever field of study you're in to know what you're doing. Imagine a doctor just going into a field of study to prove themselves right in regards to brain surgery. Then they go out there realizing what they found out ain't right, but they're going to do what they want to do anyway. Come on now. Come on now. Stop that. Stop that. Let's see here. Kimoyo says, I got T'Challa, Bashinga, Cyborg, and a Nazi. Okay. That makes sense. Especially that Bashinga and a Nazi. I like that. Cyborg too, because yeah. Diabolical, the Rock With Me Nation music. Yeah. So it's an AO party. So yeah, it's basically a documentary. It's basically a documentary. It's something that hits home. Moving right along, like I said, we in here for entertaining time, not to be confused with a long time. I ain't gonna do that to us, and I ain't gonna make it too serious. Like I said, I'm gonna do my best to inject levity into the situation. What else we got up here? Take it on back and everything like that, because we were talking about nonsense in regards to this colorization. We don't want to keep doing this. The pressures of supporting Black art just because you're Black. So shout out to Kev on stage. I saw this on Facebook. Kev on stage was talking about it. It's something that we talked about here, especially when in regards to comic books. And it's something that we know. Folks like to talk to us like we crazy, as if we don't know. No, it's characters out there that suck. You're going to keep them still having a comic book coming out. But you want to tell us, for this character over here to get this, stop that lie. You're not even consistent with that story. So essentially, what Kev was talking about was the pressures on Black movies. We get told if we want another Black superhero movie, we got to go support this. When? Because we're the only demographic being told that. What we doing? And I think it's because we're Generation X. I'm not going to speak for anybody else, but as I alluded to on the post, we grew up watching black exploitation. Ain't nobody ever tell us they had to be good. We showed up and watched it. We grew up during the early days of black films. We don't want to act like that. We got black movies. Foolish. G's got it, everything. The boy that played, the young man that played Rudy's boyfriend on the Cosby Show, he got his own movie. We're not finna do this. We saw Eddie Griffin get a movie, right? Orlando Brown and Eddie Griffin were in the same movie. We're not doing that. We went to go watch them. We enjoyed it. Many of them, to us, those movies are our favorites. When folks start talking about this movie won an Oscar, that movie won an Oscar, we be like, what you talking about? Because I don't know nothing about that. We know the movies that we know have plenty. Starring Christopher Sherrill is my favorite movie. And I wanted a second one. Truth be told, I ain't give two doggones about who went to go see it, who didn't go to go see it. Same thing with the brothers. Same thing with Waiting Exhale. Same thing with Soul Food. I don't care. And we got our movies. We got our movies, but here was the thing. We got our movies because we invested in our movies. We didn't wait on nobody else. That was the difference. We didn't wait on nobody else, and we didn't look for anybody else. The doggonest thing to me is who we look at as our leaders. Too many times celebrities. Tell us what somebody owes us, and they're gonna keep saying it. Tell us what somebody should give us, and they're gonna keep saying that. I'm not here to tell you that's right or wrong. I'm not. As a matter of fact, if they owe it to you, they owe it to you. That's what that is. But when you know your history, and that's part of the problem that I have with Ryan Coogler naming Shorty artificial intelligence, the griot, because that eliminates any cultural connection to that word for those that don't know any better. But when you know your history, right, because you talk to the elders in your community, because they've either lived it or they know somebody that has, who recited that oral history to them. Well, see, the history books aren't necessarily prone to tell you, and when I say history books, I mean proper, popular history books aren't prone to tell you that your first HBCU was created while you were slaves. It's not prone to tell you that, right? You got to go get that knowledge. But if you don't go get it, you don't feel like it's relevant. When somebody says it to you, it's going to take a minute for you to lock in. You think about what somebody is telling you. The very first higher institution of learning for Black people was established when they were slaves. Think about that. If they could do that back then, what do you mean today in 2026 we cannot invest in our own Black movies? Make that make sense. If you finna tell me we finna brag about it and everything like that, that before we had civil rights, we established Black Wall Street, which was the most financially successful community in America at that time. If that's what you finna tell me, you can recite that and you take pride in that, then you're gonna have to explain it to me like I'm in third grade, how they was able to do that, did not have no civil rights, and you got it today, and we can't go. Okay. I want to laugh about that one, except I don't see the humor in that one. I don't see the humor in that because I'm scratching my. Remember the song we did back in the things that make you say You got to make it make sense to me. I'm not the one. I done been through too much to keep talking about. Oh, they didn't did this to us and they don't. No. Nope. Not with the Rock With Me Nation. Rock With Me Nation. Shout out to Diabolical. We got to find a way. Yes, the Rock With Me Nation has a theme song and everything like that. We got to find. Hold on. Wait a minute. Yeah, wait 1 second here. Wait 1 second. Wait 1 second. We might be able to do this. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can make it do what it's gonna do. Yeah, hold on. Rock with me, nation. With me, nation, we here in the flame. D.O.P.N.D. real, the historians reign. Old wisdom, new power, when we carry that thread. Write it in the dust and the stones be red. Kimoyo King moves with the royal guard. Make it, keep it sharp, make the whole thing hard. Grand Madam Tarot, see the path before eyes. Mr. Raceman, speak truth, no disguise. King Steezle in the cut with the steel cold wave. Anasi got the wear, pull lies to the grave. Juju bring the heat, Vicky bring grace. Ronnie J got a grin that can light up the place. Hear that call, feel that beat. Every soul on the same street, Black Panther on the rise, Dora next in the zone, Paul Martin hold it down, make it still feel home, diabolical nerve, the cold in the crown, aesthetics in the mix, never backing down. Rock baby nation, rock baby nation, we like that, we like that. Rock baby nation, rock baby nation, I try my blood, I try my blood. I kill him to the tail with a fire in the pen. Groovy fake, keep it smooth when the hard nights bend. D.O.B. with the archive, be real with the spark. They map every step through the bright and the dark. Kimoyo King make the spirit stand tall. Grand Madam Tarot, hear the ancestors call. Mr. Raceman, Steezle, they move like pride. And Nancy and Juju keep the truth inside. Vicky, Ronnie J, got a chant in the chest. Groovy fake, aesthetics always bring the best. Not telling black bro, Baronets in the frame. Paul Martin, Diabolical, no, remember the name. In the circle, going down in this life. Hey, the others, look back on mine. Rock with me now, rock with me now. We like that, we like that. Rock with me now, rock with me now. I try my blood, I try my blood. D.O.B. D-Real, Kimoyo King make it. Grand Madam Tarot, Mr. Raceman, Steezle, I love these. Juju, who we say? I don't know about y'all. I don't know about y'all, but that went hard to me. I'm like, wait, whoa, that's what we doing? So the Rock With Me Nation, Grand Madam Tarot is in the building. Groovy feet, groovy, baby, tonight. Really do like the Groovy feet is in the building. Yeah, that's what we got. That's what we got. Gotta drop off in and grab some coffee. Shout out to Robert for pulling up. Yeah, man. That's what's up. Grand Madam, the Queen Mother herself was pulled up in the building. What is going on, Grand Madam? We here. I remember when the Latinos were protesting about being underrepresented in Hollywood. This one Latin woman was holding up a sign that said, "Where's our Black Panther movie? Beyond belief." Hey, I be wanting to tell them, because I'll be like this. Hector Ayala got done dirty. Tanaka Huerta should have portrayed Hector Ayala. That's what you should have got. But here's where people go to sleep. Because you don't know what you need to know, they give the person that should be playing your character, they put him over here to play this dude. And they not gonna let Namor do with Tanaka Huerta what Namor should be doing. So you finna get a nerf down Namor. Like, you're not finna get none of that story. If you like Namor and everything like that, you know Namor got history. And you not finna get that. You finna settle. Then what they finna do is they didn't deleted your character. They telling you to get excited about this character. And I'm sitting up here like, we cannot do this because I'm sensitive to the situation. Don't put this character out there, get people hopes, dreams, get them buying into liking this character. When those of us that read these comics know this character is deleted in the comics. You finna do this again. And the way he got deleted, that wasn't right. You could have brought him back, but you ain't did that yet. This character, anybody from the Latin community, and let me just say that, anybody from the superhero community that knows that character, and Dara can speak on it, Mr. Smith can speak on that character's abilities, and I'm talking specifically about Hector Ayala. Anybody that knows that character, knows what that character is capable of. Saying you snipe that character from a distance, that's one thing. Saying you able to sneak up on that character and do that right there, no. That character then seen you coming, sensed you coming, and then gave you a two-piece extra spicy. You ain't done nothing like that. And ain't nobody questioning it because folks don't know what that character is capable of. Studio did. Studio knew what that character was capable of, and if they were really about diversity like they claim to be, Hector Ayala would still be living. I don't want to hear that nonsense about the actor that portrayed him tragically so having passed away. We're not doing that. That character could have still been up there. And if folks care like they should have, then why you didn't keep that character pushing forward? I don't want to hear that. Let me see here. Diabolical says, where everybody else was a moment in email recast, we never took our foot off the gas. Nope. Hence and why we are a movement, not a moment. We're about legacy building for generations to come. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we got that. I'm happy for that. And the thing for that is you do get to keep the character relevant because that's what that song stands for. We not gonna beg, nor are we gonna wait for what other folks get. We're not doing that. We're not encouraging that. No, we're gonna follow in the footsteps of our ancestors. We're not waiting on you to build us no HBCU. We'll ask you about the HBCU. We'll ask you when can our kids get some of that education and everything like that. And if you ain't never got time, we'll find it. We'll find the time ourselves. That's how we do stuff. And that works out fortunate for everybody because you ain't got to worry about me coming over there, bothering your stuff. I'm gonna come on over here and build my own. Now the dadgummest thing is you don't want me over there like that, right? And I get that. I ain't tripping. Why you keep coming over here? Why you keep coming over here? Because I'm not coming over there. I'm not coming over there to insult you. I'm not coming over there to bother you because I don't like what you got going on. Right. I don't like you like that. And so with me not liking you like that, I'm not gonna go over there and leave no rude. I gotta be seeking you out to leave rude comments on your stuff. All I can do is leave some education. After that, I'm going about my business. Y'all be coming over here leaving all types of rude, nasty, and disingenuous comments. What for? What for? This ain't the YouTube channel for you. And I want to know what you want me to tell you. Moving right along. Groovy Fees in the building. Yes, sir. Yeah, Grandmadam. Shout out to Diabolical. He did that. He did that. They killed off White Tiger to get a role to a little girl just like you did to Charlie Hawkeye. Just like you did. No new female characters with their own identities besides Echo. And they ain't even do Echo right. You don't be wanting to say nothing. You be like, they not even doing that character right. Do you know what Echo's abilities are? No, they don't know. They don't know. So you don't know she can mimic anybody's fighting style, a la Taskmaster, except she her. You don't know that? No. And she's not, I'm not tripping, not saying nothing, but Echo got all her limbs. So she got all her limbs. And she also, at some point in time, possesses the Phoenix Force. Now, if this what we doing for Native Americans, then why we not giving y'all what folk got in the comic book? Make that make sense to me. No, we're not gonna do this. No, what we gonna do is she not gonna have the ability to mimic anybody's fighting abilities, and we finna do this in here yonder. I ain't mad at us doing that if that's the character, but if that ain't the character, what we doing it for? Because I ain't trying to be funny. Help me out, because folks like to play when they think you don't know no better. Isn't there an X-Man known as Wiz Kid? Ain't there an X-Man known as Wiz Kid? Can he walk? I saw him during the Krakoa era. He plays an integral part in that storyline. Where he at? And if we gonna do Native American, okay, well, where's Shaman at? Where Talisman at? That's a woman. She can be written as a doctor. She can be written as a spiritual doctor. She ain't got to be a mutant, and I don't think she is a mutant. So where's she at? We want to get some Native. I'm sorry, because I do not know the correct phrase, and I'm not trying to upset nobody. But if we're trying to get that representation on screen, that representation sit right there. And Wiz Kid, oh, let me guess, that's an Asian American. That's an Asian demographic. What we doing? But if you don't know no better, you're gonna wind up settling. So kind of is what it is. Yeah, echo a box too. Yeah. So if they don't know, if you don't know no better, you prone to get what you get. But just understand there were people out there trying to tell you better. You ain't want to listen to them. Okay. All right. Hey, you know better. You know better. You know better. Got your Latino actor portraying a white character. Meanwhile, you could have had additional Latino characters, but no. That's what you could have had. So because you're settling for a character that ain't yours, the characters you could have got to the screen to actually represent you, they don't get no time on the screen. They don't get no time in the comics. They don't get no action figure made out of them. They go, okay, well, I got Ava y'all at the house and Hector. So I didn't need the MCU to bring it to me either. Moving right along. We gonna keep the party rolling. Hey, get you a White Tiger action figure. They make her. Get you an Ava y'all action figure. Yeah, go and get that. And if you really about that life, go and customize you a Black Cat action figure as an auntie. Yeah, go and get that. Go and get that. You can. They out there. Moving right along. Before I transition, let me go ahead and move on to the comments. Before I transition, move on to the comments. Now we finna be honest. We finna be honest with one another. I don't think we do that. Now, mind you, your comments tell you a lot about yourself when you be putting up and saying certain stuff. There's a difference between politics and morality. Those toilet cans, those toilet cans could have been the cast of White Tiger movie. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Though they made her a bunch of box tickets, like, yeah. I'm still cussing about Kane. They just erased him out the films completely and then brought back the man who originally played Iron Man. Lord, he not even 5'10". He ain't. But you that go back, Dane, to when we were saying about us giving ourselves opportunities. I don't know how to do that, because I'm sitting up here like I remember John Singleton, right? Spike Lee, the guy that did the Fantastic Four and everything like that, like Robert Townsend. Like we I don't know when that came apart, and we got more money now than we did back then. Yeah, we got way more black billionaires and millionaires than we did back then. What I mean, Hollywood ain't hiring blacks. What I mean, I can't get a major studio to back a black movie. What that mean? I'm not understanding, because it costs way more to make a movie now than it did then. So, and I don't think we ever look for the movie to break the bank. Friday wasn't made with that much money. So what we talking about? We can't no, like I said to my daughter, I said, if you want to do something, you're gonna find a way to get it done. You are Robert Townsend, Hollywood Shuffle. But if you don't want to do it, you'll come up with 1,000. It could be a piece of paper laying on the floor right there by a trash can, and you 2 feet from it. If you don't want to pick it up, you're not gonna pick it up. You'll come up with 1,000 excuses why you don't want to pick it up. So I don't. It's some stuff being said I ain't understanding. It's way too many of us in media nowadays for us not to be able to do that. Like, I ain't never seen this many. And then we out here on all type of platforms. We got podcasts, we got lives, we got we got our own stuff. No, what you mean? I don't understand that. The math ain't math. 2 + 2 ain't adding up to be 4. I ain't getting that one. So yeah, I'm right there with you. Moving right along. Like I said, there's a difference between morality and politics. Politics don't require insults, it just requires facts. Politics don't require name calling, it just requires facts. That's all politics is. As I said over there on TikTok earlier this week, when it comes down to politics, that's just a matter of the playbook. Because we're all Americans, so we should all want to win, right? Politics is just a disagreement on how we're going to win. We still want the country to succeed. If we look at this in sports terminology, that's coming up with 2 game plans to win a game. We all on the same team. We just need to agree on which game plan is going to get us the W, because we're not trying to lose. That don't require no game. That don't require no name calling, no insults. I dislike you. No, we all on the same team. That's what that is. I'm sorry. The morality comes in is, do I think you should be on the team? That has nothing to do with your talent level. Do I respect your decision? That has nothing to do with your intelligence. That's where the morality come in at. And it's way too many people conflating morality for politics. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not doing that no more either. I'm not doing that more. I'm not doing that anymore. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not voting for anybody that's gonna do that. I don't care who you are. I'm not supporting that trash and everything like that. Who you keep telling on yourself. Stop blowing the dog whistle. Somebody's race ain't got nothing to do with how intelligent they are. Somebody's gender ain't got nothing to do. Somebody's orientation ain't got somebody's religious beliefs, because that's all it is, a religious belief. And it's way too many folks claiming religion, and they actions speak louder than words. So that ain't no. You should be able to stick to the facts. And quite a few folks don't know how to do that. And you tell on yourself. How you speak about your fellow American, you don't have any morals. You want to say that's political. No, it's not. You don't have any morals. You can't tell somebody that understands what the written definition of morality is and the written definition of politics is. You can't spin that forward with them. And I'm not going to do that with you. As an English major, I'm not going to do it with you. I'm not. When you talking stupid, I'm going to leave you stuck on stupid. And it's way too many Americans stuck on stupid. We know the difference between the two. We know the difference between the two. And so when we get to somebody like Jaxon Dart, and I'm going to go down the list for you, I don't know what to tell you. What am I supposed to believe that Jaxon Dart does not know? What am I supposed to believe that Jaxon Dart's parents ain't teach him? That his grandparents didn't teach his parents? Jaxon Dart went to a school of higher learning. What am I supposed to believe? He went to a school of higher, mind you, he ain't the only one that's done it. Let's say that first. Let's make sure we have a clear-cut understanding of that one. Jaxon Dart ain't the only one that went to Ole Miss, not Mississippi State. Ole Miss. Are we to believe that Jaxon Dart didn't know the history of the state of Mississippi? Are we to believe that Jaxon Dart didn't know why that school was calling itself Ole Miss? Are we to believe that his mom and daddy didn't know? Are we to believe that his grandparents didn't know? Are we to believe that no elder around Jaxon Dart knew any better? Come on now. But then again, I can easily ask us that question. Why we though? Say when you know better, you do better. Well, when? Because we can go down this timeline, but I'm going to tell you where we're at with it, just so we understand. So I got us asking for the Epstein files. We don't want to do that. Well, now we want to talk about the Obamas. What about the Epstein files? Come on, yo, can you clip this? Because I'm going to say it one more time. We talk about the Epstein files. Then we start talking about we insulting the Obamas. We don't talk about the Epstein files. No. We can talk about the Epstein files and him insulting the Obamas at the same time. Okay, then we moving forward. We want to insult the Pope. We don't want to talk about the Epstein file. No, we can talk about the Epstein files, him insulting the Obamas, and him insulting the Pope. We can do that. Okay, then we want to talk about him posing as Jesus on Twitter. Okay, we can talk about him posing as Jesus, him insulting the Pope, and him insulting the Obamas, and still talk about the Epstein file. Okay, well, we finna go start a war. Okay, we can talk about the war being started. We can do that. We also can talk about him insulting the Pope, him posing as the Lord, him insulting the Obamas, and still talk about the Epstein file. Like we can still stay on task. Now we can. Okay, here we get this. Now at this particular point in time, I don't know why anybody would be wanting to link themselves up to him, but let's keep it going. And then we get where what was it before the Jaxon Dart situation? Oh yeah, now we good with the gerrymandering and everything like that. So we finna change up the voting maps and everything like that. Okay, well we can talk about the voting maps. We could talk about the war in Iran. We could talk about posing like you Jesus Christ. We could talk about you insulting the Pope, and we could talk about you insulting the Obamas, and still talk about the Epstein file. What's the next thing? Jaxon Dart. Do you notice we going a long way to not talk about the Epstein files? We going a long way because we keep putting stuff out here, and the media don't mind jumping on the next thing. No. This is why folks call me the griot. No, and you see, I ain't even looking at no notes or nothing like that. No, what we doing? What we doing? You know what the Epstein files are? That's morality. That has nothing to do with politics. Epstein files have nothing to do with politics. That's a moral issue. We're talking about adults trafficking and that with underage girls. That's morality. That ain't got nothing to do with politics. Morally speaking, we should all be locked in. We should be able to disagree with politics. Watch where I'm going with this one. We should be able to disagree with politics and all agree on the release of the Epstein files. We're talking about underage girls, right? That's what we're talking about. What that got to do with politics? Isn't that a moral issue? And when it comes to morality, while we can disagree on politics, why we disagreeing on morals? Whose daughter does it have to be? Yours? Your sisters? Your brothers? Whose daughter did it have to be for you to care if their name was on that list? As Matthew McConaughey said in A Time To, right? Now imagine if she was yours. That ain't what he said, but you know what I mean. Imagine if your daughter's on that list. Does it matter what her race is? Does it matter what her orientation is? Does it matter what her religion is? If your daughter is on that list, does it matter? If your daughter is one of the victims, does it matter? Or what the only thing that matters is that your daughter was on that list? That's morals. If you picking and choosing you're lacking when it comes to your morality. Hey, but you say you're a God-fearing Christian. I ain't say that. You got to figure it out on your own. Moving right along. Couldn't keep up with these notes and everything like that. Let me see here. They rush to be loud and wrong is crazy. My brother D-Real that pulled up. He has a deep dive coming up at 9:45 bars. Later on this evening, y'all make sure y'all pull up. They trying to normalize some truly horrible stuff. I don't know how we doing that. What he say? He said I like to ask Kimoyo. He didn't say I like to ask tough questions. Not tell him. I don't know how we doing that. Because I be sitting up here looking like this. I like to sit back from a distance. I'm like, that's what we doing. Okay, all right. I'm looking at women saying, well, they weren't that young. They weren't that young. Okay, well, define what's not that young, because I thought the legal age was 21. Like I thought that's when, you know, male or female, that's when you consider to be an adult. It's 21. Everything below that is underage. What we doing? Like, why we debating this? Like we no, you every kid. What do we say when we kids? Man, I can't wait till I get to be 21. You know, it's certain things you can do when you hit 21. You can't do when you 20 because you still a daggone minor. I'm looking. Oh my God, I'm looking at men and women defending it. Folks like Joe Rogan. And I'm sitting there saying, how are you still? I stopped watching Rick and Morty when Rick couldn't figure out whether or not he wanted his biological child or his adopted daughter. When he couldn't make a difference, I was like, that I'm not doing that. Morally speaking, that bothered me. Okay, what we doing? What we doing? We really sitting up here having this kind. So I be asking myself when they say stuff like this, I'm like, so you would be fine with a dude coming through knocking off your underage daughter. Joe Rogan would be fine with it. Megyn Kelly would be fine with it. Like, there's quite a few people that would be okay with their daughter younger than the age of 21 getting her block knocked off by a grown behind man or a grown behind woman. And they'd be cool with it, be like, she's close enough. And don't nobody hear what they saying. They're being morally deficient because they're conflating it with politics. Okay, you do that up until when it's your child. That's what they are. You telling on yourself. Moving right along. Wait, who said what morality? Grandmaster said what morality? Oh, Kimoyo say they trying to normalize. Yeah, they're trying to normalize some stuff. And yes, Grandmadam, they started a war trying to deflect from the Epstein files. Yes, ma'am. And I'm still on duty like this. Yeah, I saw all that other stuff. I did. But what's going on with the Epstein file? Like, what's good? What's good over here? Because I would like to think that as a father, as a morally responsible person, you know, I didn't feel short sometimes. I ain't act like that. But I would like to think that as a parent, you did, you know, we got these. I would think we would all want to know this, especially if you're a girl dad. Like if you got a daughter, I would think you would want to know this. But as a country, and we're supposed to be a Christian country. Like we're supposed to be a Christian nationalist country. You know, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something right here, and folks gonna get mad at me. Woo, I'm gonna watch it. Consider how we moving. We don't disagree. We're sending the world a clear-cut message because we just had a vote a while ago, and daggum near the whole world, and even the Pope just came out and denounced it. As a country that's supposed to be the leader of the free world, we do not have an issue with slavery, nor do we have an issue with minors being mistreated by adults. That's the message we're sending. And we're sending that message because of political, under the guise of political affiliation. Ooh, that's You folks can try and sugarcoat that all you want to, but you either stand for something, or you fall for everything. And as a nation, we are falling for a lot of stuff that's sending the wrong message across the globe. That's crazy. That message is being sent loud, clear, and publicly. You don't care what you want to say. You can like what you want to like, but if you ain't handling your business on Front Street, on Broad Street, in front of the national globe, national audience, you sending the wrong message. We sending the wrong message. That's their culture. That's what slavery was for, and that's what the war on women's right is about. Hey, boy, look, all I'm saying is we're no longer the moral leaders of the free world. I just want folks to understand, because they're looking and they're laughing. And it's on Front Street. You go above and beyond to be slick with your mouth and everything like that. You sending the wrong message to the stop. Ooh, I can't. You know what? You ain't gonna listen to me. You ain't gonna listen to me because, and I know it. So moving right along. Where are we at? We at 7:51, a few minutes over the hour mark and everything like that. So I said all that to say this. There's no way Jaxon Dart wasn't aware of what he was doing. There was no way Jaxon Dart wasn't aware. He didn't care. There's no way Jaxon Dart's parents don't know. Just like with the pause, you either care or you don't. Jaxon Dart sent the message. He didn't care. Well, this is when I look at it, because they're saying it was a teammate that kind of got on him and they had a conversation. Okay, well, you got on him and you had a conversation, but you know what you told him? You good with it. This is no different than the Colin Kaepernick situation. And I don't want to hear anything from professional football players. Nobody. You either going to do something or you're not. You either going to do something or you're not, because all you're doing is telling folks what you're willing to accept, what you're willing to tolerate. What you're not doing is letting them know where that line is at in the sand. And that's crazy, because I literally know a fan base in regards to a fictional character that they move way harder than any professional football player that's black in the National Football League when it comes to supporting black rights. You ain't drew that line in the sand. No, if you really drew that line in the sand, and I'm talking to every black player that's on the New York Giants, and some folks gonna say what they want to say. Hey, respect is earned at the end of the day. You would be asking for a trade. You would walk into the GM's office and you would say, it's either him or me. Because see, I can't link up with you when you're literally supporting somebody that's filled with hatred. I cannot link up with you when you're supporting a party that literally flies a hateful symbol and they won't repent for it. See, that ain't got nothing to do with politics. That's morality. The Republican Party could have been distanced themselves from the Confederacy. They could have been distanced themselves from Nazism. They've chosen not to. And whenever you embrace it, you're telling me you're looking the other way. Well, I can't trust you as a black man if you're looking the other way. I can't focus on what I need to, because I don't know if you're friend or foe. I can't play with you. But y'all still standing there with the New York. I ain't heard nobody else say I demand a trade. So don't stop telling. I don't want to hear you got offended. I don't want to hear he hurt your feelings. I don't want to hear no complaints about this, that, and the third. Kind of like when Teddy Riley endorsed Donald Trump and then got treated like less than when he was at this restaurant in Texas. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, because you could do something. Now, I don't want to hear, well, what can we do? Because I know what the Los Angeles Clippers did back in the day. And I ain't seen nobody move like that yet. I know what the NBA players did when George Floyd got the lead. Yeah, okay, we'll shut this thing down. We'll shut it down. And just like in the NFL, in the NBA, those brothers knew they had the power. And because those brothers knew they had the power, that emboldened others who weren't black and say, you know what, this ain't right either. Y'all doing a lot of talking and ain't doing nothing. That's why he felt emboldened to do that right there in your face. What you gonna do? He figured he the franchise. He be the franchise by himself. Yeah. And I don't want to hear it. Well, that it ain't that easy to ask for a trade. Y'all ask for trades for everything else. Y'all ask for trades for everything else. So I don't want to hear that either. I don't. Oh yeah, he knew. Afro, more to come, bro. Yeah, he knew. So if essentially you don't want me to say it like this, but I will. If you bending over taking it, you bending over taking it. If you still on the Giants this season, I don't want to hear nothing from you. If you ain't asked for a trade, I don't want to hear nothing from you. No, that's your dude. That's your dude. That's your QB. That's your QB1. You gonna support him in ways he ain't gonna ever think about supporting you. That's what that is at the end of the day. So you go ahead, rock on with your bad self, but I don't want to hear nothing else. No, I don't want to hear nothing else from another player from New York, from the New York Giants. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear your complaints. I don't want to hear your woes. I don't want to hear nothing. Whether you good, bad, great. Whether y'all have a great season, have a sorry season. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about the locker room ain't united later on. I don't care. I don't care. You don't care. I don't care. Let y'all go be great. That said, speaking of being great or not so much, we did have a fight this weekend. I'm gonna tell you where I come into this. Saturday morning, I woke up. Thank God, I woke up and everything like that. I'm clicking through, and I'm clicking through, right? And I see Super Hot 5. Now, me, I don't keep up like that. I don't. I don't know what to think of him as a rapper. I don't know what to think of Super Hot 5 as a rapper. But him and Ray J are involved in a rap battle. I never knew Ray J to be a rapper. Of course, some folks gonna say they ain't never know Ray J to be no singer. And then some folks gonna say, well, they ain't never known Ray J to be no actor. But that's not that. That's what that is. And so I'm not knowing it's gonna be a fight later on that night. I'm not knowing that. I'm not knowing that. Now I gotta look at the video. I had to focus twice because I'm like, are they kickboxing? Is this UFC? Because I'm looking at the gloves and they ain't got the regular gloves on and everything, and they barefoot. And I don't know. Ray J got me. I got Ray J by like 10 years, and his dad bod way worse than mine. What's going on, big dog? And clearly, Super High 5 wasn't trying to throw no licks in the first round. Clearly, that's what that was. Second round, he opened up. Ray J wound up with a knot on the left side of his head right here and everything like that. And shout out to the dude that be doing the videos and everything like that. Chisel Adonis on YouTube. Yeah, he got slept. He got slept. That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. Now I wasn't gonna do no dedicated video to it because we got other stuff to talk about. But you know, you can't play at fighting. You can't play at fighting. And now I know Super Hot 5 then fought Le'Veon Bell. Fought Le'Veon Bell, right? Upset about that decision. Fought another dude. So Super Hot 5 then had some fights. I don't think Ray J been in a fight since he was a kid. Like no sparring. Nothing where somebody had him in the corner pressing him where because he ain't had no head movement at all. He ain't had no, and he kept dropping his guard, which is obvious to a neophyte when it come to that and everything like that. And the Lord Jesus, Lord. This ain't me making fun of Ray J. Let me read the notes. Let me read the notes. Let me see. He's Super High 5. He said Oh, we need that fight breakdown by the prophet. I just, yeah, they're going after, because I was like, hey, man, you can't, you know, when you, that's why I say I can never be a good corner man. I can't be your corner man and you out here getting lit up like that, because you came back to the corner, man. What happened? He knocked you out. That's like you'd have been like, man, I thought we had a deal. Don't go out there and say that. Don't go out there and say that. Why? We did have a deal. If you had a deal, that means that dude played you. That dude played you, and you can't do nothing about it because he just knocked you out. Because all you can say is, damn, my cuz, like you can't even get mad at him if he plays. Like if y'all shook and y'all had a deal, he played you, and you can't do nothing about it. That's the sad part. You can't do nothing about it. You can't do. Ray J was acting like he wanted to fight after the fight, and I'm like, no, you don't want to fight now. Yeah, like he wanted to fight after the fight at the press conference. I'm like, do you see what he did to you in an organized fight? You sure you want to do it unorganized? Like, cause ain't no referee. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So yeah. Last but not least, moving right along. Yeah, that was it. That was it. That was it. We out of here. We ain't in here for a long time. We came in here for a good time. Ray J, I wish you the best. That would be my one wish right there. My one wish is that I wish you the best. I wish you the best. I want you to stop doing this right here yonder and everything. I want you to work on your mental. I want you to work on. I need you to work on your mental. That's what I need you, because this ain't it. This ain't it. I did have an action figure. There's 7 people in here. I ain't opened this action figure yet. I haven't. The question is on the table, because y'all know I like the army build certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of like keep my eyes on the prize. The question is this action figure worth army building? I believe it to be so. Or is it better used as a specialist, right? So y'all know I got my Cobra Vipers. Y'all know I love me some Vipers. I do. In this particular version of the Cobra Viper is one that I had back in the day when I was in the Marine Corps and everything like that, early 20s and stuff like that. And it was a 3.7. I had to have it. One thing I can say about G.I. Joe, I'm so glad we ain't really doing them little plastic bands and everything like that. But this action figure, when they announced it, I said I got to have it. It reminds me so much of that 3.75 action figure. When I looked at the accessories that came along with it, I was like, okay, that's what's up. That is nice. Same thing when I looked at the weapon. The weapons to me is just for no good reason big as I don't know what, but it is what it is. Because back in the day, what do we have? We had those G.I. Joe action figures. They would come more often than not with an oversized weapon. So we got to experience that. But this is the action figure right here. The G.I. Joe Night Viper. Y'all know I got the, prior service Marine Corps veteran. I collected my G.I. Joe Vipers with the formation of a fire team. And those that don't know, a fire team is 4 people at a time. But you could always add a specialist to it if you wanted to, somebody to have their back. And I was thinking, you know what? I got one. Now the good thing about, Vipers, when you know which ones you're looking at and everything like that, they're not necessarily pressed. And what I mean pressed when I say that, it's not necessarily that folks are making their way, I gotta have them and everything like that, and with them not buying them like that, that allows you to be able to circle the block and pick them up for, I don't want to say what my brother be saying, but for a player's price. Let me see here. Cobra has the henchman. Yeah. Afro says, good night, guys. 1:03 a.m. I'll watch the rest on playback. Appreciate you, Afro. Appreciate you putting up, brother. So yeah, Cobra has the best henchman. So like, I'm like this. You get the little pew pew right here. Pull that up. You get the pew pew. You holster it right here. He comes with a couple of knives. I'm not really pressed for that and everything. What I'm really liking is the helmet. I'm liking that right there. And the helmet is something that can slide over the action figure's head sculpt. So you got the head sculpt, and it's reminiscent of what you be getting with the Battleverse action figures. So you take it, it fits on their snug, almost like a motorcycle helmet, if you will. You can still see the eyes of the action figure. You still see it. Bring that over here. You see it, and you just lower down the visor like that. And yes, it's got the little steel gray paint job right there on the eye scope, and the same thing right here. It comes with two knives. I'll go ahead and show this oversized rifle. The loop. This is all made of one piece plastic, if you will. Actually, I take that back. Be careful with it. It is two pieces. You got notches here where the soft plastic goes over it. So you could take this off if you want to. But when you look at the weapon in regards to the action figure, it's a long rifle. It's a long rifle. But you got that. Then you also got the pack as well. So you can have it, the action figure, where you port that in like that. I'm actually loving this action figure. It's not on the wall for obvious reasons, but this is something that at the very least, this action figure right here, I would be remiss if I didn't say I was interested in picking up maybe three more of these. I like the look. I like the visual aesthetic. The green on it hits, it works. See, like I said, you got the pew pew right there. It does come with two daggers. One you can sit right here. You got a dagger, you sit right there, and another dagger you could sit on the boot. I'm thinking some very nice photo ops with snake eyes, some very nice photo ops with a storm shadow. You get some great photos with that, and then just the color aesthetics. When I think about the Cobra Vipers that I have, whether we're talking Cobra, whether we're talking Viper Island, whether we're talking Snake Patrol, something like that or whatever, or we're just talking about the regular Cobra Viper officers, that's a great action figure to add. And if I'm being honest, the Saw Viper is another great action figure to add to your henchman collection, as Kimoyo alluded to. And it works. It works. Like you could actually have those action figures working with your Hydra, if you will. So I just wanted to break this out. This is my first time bringing this action figure out. I'm excited. The helmet, the way they did it, the snug fit on it, like that just works. I'm gonna take it on off and everything like that, but yeah, take that on off. That works. I'm liking that. I'm gonna put it back in the box and everything like that because we don't want no problem. Let me see what you got here, Kimoyo. That 50 cal anti-material rifle, a big board, the so-called this small. What you say? He look like a team leader? He do, man. Like I'm liking that. Like this is a nice look. Like I buy what I buy, and this is what I try and tell people all the time: buy the action figures that you like. Get what you like. You're buying them for you. You're buying them for whatever reason. Get what you like. I love the look, the color combination with their action figure. I know folks have said that G.I. Joe Classified is experiencing problems right now. I can't say whether they are or aren't, because I'm not interested in like that. I buy certain figures. But what I will say is this. They nailed this look. They nailed this look. That is a nice look, a very nice representation, re-representation of the 3.5 inch action figure. That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. So what I'm going to do is put him back on in here. Put this tape back over here like so, because we don't want nothing flying out. Right? Put it back in there. Had his box, but if somebody asked me what I would think about the Cobra Night Viper, there are worse G.I. Joes you could purchase than the Cobra Night Viper. So I'm definitely satisfied with that. We're gonna put him back in the box. That's what that is. And we're gonna get on up out of here. They don't need no cooking the grits and everything like that. Remember, stop arguing about the stupid stuff. Stop. If you're a comic book fan, you know better. You know better. Don't be a part of the problem, be a part of the solution. If you know better, don't go back and forth with somebody that don't. Just go. At the end of the day, and I will say this more than anything else, especially if you're a Black Panther fan, we don't have the time. We got time to educate, but we do not have time to go back and forth with people. Drop your knowledge and go on about your business. Because at the end of the day, we should be able to see right now where everything we said years ago is coming back full circle. The stuff that folks complain about, all they doing right now is talking about the stuff we've been said was going to come into fruition years ago. So just sit back. We got knowledge to grow, and it ain't on one person to do it. It's a lot of knowledge out there. Shout out to my brother KG Green. I don't know if you're able to see what he just brought me yesterday. We got the everything you need to know about Marvel, leaning on out the way. I don't know if you're able to see it. Got Black said, I had to bring it to you. It's got T'Challa on the cover. It's got a lot of information in there. So we had to redo the wall, bring some characters down and everything so we can get that book up here. So between everything you need to know about Marvel Comics, the Wakandan Atlas, the Ultimate Guide to Black Panther Classified, and the handbook to the Dora Milaje, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff, and we ain't got it. That said, I am out. Thank y'all so much for pulling up. My brother Dara is coming to us later on this evening, 9:45 Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you got your notifications on. If there's anything else you would like me to talk about, like I said, I had to get back into a rhythm because I was, yeah, that's what that was. So remember the late, great Don Cornelius and Chadwick Boseman. Till next time, whether we agree or not, whether you like what I said or not, hey, whether you like me or not, it ain't even that. I wish each and every last one of you love, peace, and soul. Yeah.